Okay, two more citizens' appearance, changing topic, and I would like to invite Miss Evie Kettler to discuss animal ordinance.
Can I just,
Miss Evie, if you wouldn't mind stating your name, your address for our
Okay.
record, and we'll,
my name is Evie Kettler. I live at 514 Lindsay Taylor Way, Troup County. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank you for allowing me to be here this evening. I am here on behalf of Karen and her dog Beauty. I'm here to speak about sections 10-76 through 10-81 of Hogansville ordinance, the section that regulates dogs based on breed. I want to be clear, this is not about opinion, this is about facts, enforceability, and whether this law actually does what it's supposed to do, protect public safety. Right now, the ordinance defines a pit bull as one that is substantially conforms to certain breed standards from the American Kennel Club or the United Kennel Club. That sounds official, but in practice, it creates a serious problem. Because pit bull is not a single recognized breed, it is a label commonly used to describe multiple dogs in similar physical traits, including the American Pit Bull Terrier, American Staffordshire Terrier, Staffordshire Bull Terrier, and American Bully. And more importantly, identifying a dog's breed based on appearance is not reliable. Multiple studies have shown that even trained professionals, shelter staff, veterinarians, and animal control officers frequently misidentify breeds based on visual assessment alone. So when a law is based on whether a dog looks like something, that law becomes subjective. It depends on opinion, not fact. And that makes it difficult, if not impossible, to enforce consistently, and that matters. Because once that label is applied, everything else in this ordinance follows. A dog can be subject to a $200 registration fee, a requirement of $500,000 in liability insurance, strict enclosure rules, mandatory muzzling outside that enclosure, and ultimately seizure and destruction. Not because of behavior, not because of aggression, not because the dog has harmed anyone, but because of how the dog is classified. And that brings me to section 10-80. This section allows a dog to be impounded and, if not reclaimed within a short period of time, destroyed. Again, not based on dangerous behavior, based on classification and compliance. This is not a behavior-based law. This is not a safety-based law. This is a visual-based law, because risk is not determined by breed, and neither is suffering. And let's talk about effectiveness, because that is what matters. The American Veterinary Medical Association, the National Animal Control Association, the ASPCA, and the CDC all evaluated breed-specific laws, and they all come to the same conclusion. Breed-specific legislation does not reduce dog bites. It does not improve public safety. There is no credible evidence showing that targeting specific breeds makes communities safer. What does matter, what actually reduces risk, is behavior. Things like whether a dog is properly socialized, whether it is trained, whether it is supervised, and most importantly, whether the owner is responsible. Those are the factors that determine risk, not breed. So what happens when we focus on breed instead of behavior? We misdirect resources. Animal control officers spend time to determine what a dog looks like instead of addressing neglect, abuse, and actual dangerous behavior. Responsible owners are penalized, and dogs that have done nothing wrong are treated as if they have. And I want to bring this back to a real example, Beauty, and that's the picture that you have. Beauty is not a statistic. She is not a category. She is a dog that has not harmed anyone. And yet, under this ordinance, she can be restricted, taken, and potentially destroyed, not because of anything she has done, but because of how she is classified. That should concern all of us, because laws should be based on behavior, enforceable, fair, and designed to actually improve safety. Right now, this ordinance does not meet that standard, so the question is not whether we care about animals. The question is whether we are willing to adopt policies that actually work. A behavior-based ordinance similar to Georgia's dangerous dog law would allow you to address truly dangerous dogs, hold irresponsible owners accountable, and protect both the public and animals without relying on subjective labels that do not improve safety. And I want to ask a simple question that goes to the heart of this issue. If you don't allow tethering of a pit bull type dog, then why would you allow any dog to be tethered 24/7? I'll leave you with this. If a dog has done nothing wrong, the law should not treat it as if it has. The focus should be on the dog's actions, not the breed. I want to thank you for allowing me to be here, and I would like to know what decision you make, whether you're going to relook at this ordinance and consider at least revising it. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Evie. Miss Evie, let me ask you one question, just because we don't typically, but I know this is a situation that, you care a lot about. You just gave us this proposal. Can you help me understand specifically,
That's a dangerous law.
this is the one you referenced in just now in
The
your,
Fulton County, the one that's got written Fulton, is an example for you guys, just to show you what is out there. There was actually more, but I just gave y'all one.
so this is the one that you were referencing
The one
as
that says
the
Fulton,
Fulton
yes,
County?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And this one here, proposed ordinance, this is one that you've worked on for us to review?
I actually need to look at it.
Okay, but this came from you, though? Okay, I
Yes,
just want to
that
make
came
sure
from
I
me.
understand. Okay.
I'm here today asking that y'all consider revising the pit bull ordinance. I know that I spoke to Jason, and I know that he is, I just want to give you a different view. This was the first time I'd ever dealt with a situation like Miss Karen's. She actually reached out to me and asked me for help. She was just so scared of losing her dog. I've never seen anybody be so scared. And it scared me, and I couldn't sleep, and I was just so anxious like she was. And Miss Karen did everything to try to keep her dog. How many other people are not going to do what Miss Karen did? They're just going to say, here, take my dog because I can't afford what you're asking me to do. And Miss Karen's dog did nothing. She did nothing wrong, but yet she was treated like she had, and that bothered me so much. I was actually coming here to talk about tethering, but this came up, and I just had to address it because it wasn't done when you all were in office, but now that you're here, I want you to at least look at it and think about the dogs out there that have done nothing wrong.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. I just want to get clarification. Okay, Ms. Karen.